Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Billy Nash. I'm back. I've been off for a couple months, traveling throughout Europe, not off from business, but off the podcast circuit. So I'm back, episode 23, and I'm really excited to talk to everybody. I'm so glad to be back in South Florida. But the first thing I have to say is one thing. It is hot in Florida right now. Holy moly. We got off the plane, I thought I was getting into an oven. The humidity is incredible. So everybody that bought properties from us last year and didn't go away for the summer, I'm sorry. I told you it was going to be hot. Just stay in the air. When you get out of the car, move quickly. Don't leave anything that lives or is alive in your car, dogs, kids, nobody. They'll be dead in 10 minutes. And by the way, the temperature will cool down in October like clockwork, just like I told clients. Right around October, it's like you hit a light switch. The humidity will pop, it'll go away, and we'll have spectacular weather for probably 6 to 7 months. So get through these hot dog day of summer, and you will see there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's in October. For my other clients that travel throughout Europe and are up in the Hamptons or in the Rockies, you are the smart ones. Get out of Dodge. But I'm back, it's hot, and I'm ready to rock and roll. We did not skip a beat over the last 2 months. Business does not stop. But when you do unplug, and you do recharge your batteries, you come back, ready to just rock and roll. So I'm glad I'm back, and I miss talking to everybody, and let's rock. So, I figured we dive right into a couple of things. Of course, you never lose touch of what's happening in the real estate market. I don't care where you are on the planet, right? You never can disconnect from what's happening because it's important that you are the expert, right? That when your clients call on you for advice, you know how to address their questions or their concerns. So daily, and I tell this to everybody, I don't care where you are, even if you don't go away, daily, you need to be up on what's happening in your local market. You need to know what's happening around the country. You need to know what's happening with the economy. And of course, we're coming into an election year, so there's going to be a lot of stuff that I think is going to hit the fan next year. Interest rates, we talked about this in a couple podcasts ago, and my predictions were absolutely spot on. And if you don't believe me, go back to episode 14, 15, 16, 5 months ago, where I said the Fed is going to pause, and then they're going to come back and raise interest rates again, because corporate earnings that are coming in across the tape have been great. Where's this crash? Where's this recession? Where's this 2008 scenario? It didn't happen. It did not happen. And that's exactly what we talked about. You go back, and I challenge you, go back to episode 1 when I talked about 2023 predictions of how I felt, where the market was going, where interest rates were going, and guess what? I was spot on. Go back and listen to it. So, update on the real estate market. Inventory is definitely still at historical lows, but there's definitely things to do in the real estate market here in South Florida and around the country, right? I'm definitely seeing more properties coming to market. The velocity of transactions has tremendously slowed down. That's down 50%. And if anybody wants to have that debate with me, we can have that. Because at the end of the day, it was impossible to keep up with the amount of transactions that were happening. There was just a massive exodus out of some of these big cities. And that velocity during COVID is over. And I think that's a good thing, and we talked about that in the past. It's a good thing, right? Now you have a time to take a breather, and to think things through more than just 10 minutes because you have to buy it because there's 10 people behind you. I like a market where you can think things through, right? When you got somebody in the real estate business for 30 days and they sell a $9 million property, yeah, it's kind of a little bit disconnect of reality, right? So reality is no doubt back. Do I think interest rates are going to continue to rise? Yes. I think the economy goes into a tailspin? No. But do I think there's some storm clouds on the horizon this fall? Yes. I think the market in general, the stock market's got a little bit exuberant. Everybody is counting on the Fed to stop raising interest rates, which I think they still have another one or two of them in their belt. And then I think we'll get a nice correction in the stock market. But I do think, right? Remember I said this. I think this season in the real estate market here in South Florida is going to go gangbusters again. Not crazy velocity like we saw during COVID, but I do think there's going to be a tremendous uptick in the slowdown that we've seen transaction-wise. From the luxury standpoint, the market is there. You price a property correctly, it will be sold because there still is an appetite, and there always will be an appetite for South Florida real estate in general, right? People are getting out of these big cities. Doesn't look like they're getting any safer. What a nice group of kids we saw in Manhattan the other day celebrating free PlayStations. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Right? And if you're in an apartment, in Midtown and you went out to walk your dog and you got 2,000 punks rioting on the streets for a PlayStation, give me a fucking break, right? So guess what? South Florida real estate will continue to move off the shelves. And not only does that, we have, an amazing climate. We have great tax laws. And at the end of the day, we have blue water and it's beautiful down here. So I do not see the exodus out of New York, out of LA, out of Chicago slowing up at all. So fasten your seatbelts because I think this season is going to be a major uptick from what we saw in the last 6 months. Get ready. I think interest rates go up a couple more times. And then I do believe in my heart of hearts that the Fed will be done sometime in the fourth quarter after a little pain in the stock market. And then I could see in the second quarter and the third quarter of 2024, the election year. Who the hell knows how that's going to turn out? But I see 2024 as a very good interest rate friendly environment for people that are financing purchases. I come from a different world in the luxury real estate business. 99% of my transactions, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in deals, 99% of those deals are cash transactions. So I understand that there's some trouble, in the financing market for first-time home buyers, right? For realtors that are trying to build their business that are dependent on the banks. I do see those, those purse strings loosening up because they definitely tightened up in the last 6 months. But I do see that rates will come down. Mortgage rates will come down. I know we're hovering around that 7% range. But I do see that in 2024, we will get back to some normalcy with mortgage rates. And at the end of the day, if you are thinking about buying a home and you do need a mortgage and you're a realtor that are listening to this podcast, guess what? Bite the bullet for the 6 or 7% rate, and then you refinance in 18 months. Duh. I mean, it's an easy pitch. It's not like these rates are going to be stuck for the next 25 years. I don't see it. I don't see it. So I'm glad to be back. Update on the real estate market, update on the stock market. I like to combine the two because at the end of the day, they are very, I think they're very hand in glove, right? What happens in the stock market reflects things in the real estate market, period. I don't care how you want to argue it. I don't care how much wealth you have. When there's uncertain times, people pull back a little bit, right? They just kind of want to see some clarity, and I think we saw that in the last 6 to 9 months. But there's definitely trades happening, big ones too in South Florida. We just got the number 1 soccer player in the world, probably of all times. Now that dude's probably going to change the real estate market wherever street he buys on. What a home run. I'd love to be 3 doors down from the house that Messi buys because you're going to get a 25% pop immediately. Guy's unbelievable. He's a friggin' animal. I love it. Rumors are that he's looking in Delray Beach. I think that's bullshit. I think he's going to be closer to Miami. And the latest rumors are that he's going to buy in Fort Lauderdale. But Messi, if you're listening, I got a couple big ones coming down the pike that you could be interested in. So With that said, let's go back to travel, because I think travel is important to your business. It really is a way to reset, right, or recalibrate your motivation in your business. And what I mean by that is it really opens up the world, and I don't care where you travel. It could be anywhere. It could be in the state next to you. It can be wherever. It just clears your mind. It resets you, right? It resets your business. It gives you a new outlook. It makes you appreciate where you are and how you got there, and you're rewarding yourself. And I've talked about this before. Don't be afraid to reward yourself. Listen, don't go out and buy 3 Rolexes like an idiot and then go broke. But at the end of the day, reward yourself with your accomplishments. And don't be afraid to reward yourself, because your clients will appreciate that. Don't hide that you're taking a trip and you're enjoying yourself with your family. You're never going to disconnect from business. That's not what we do in real estate. Real estate is a 24/7 business. And anybody that thinks differently should, first of all, anybody that thinks different, that it's 24/7, no doubt will be out of the business in the next 12 to 18 months. It's a tough-ass business. But don't be afraid to travel. Don't be afraid to share these things with your clients. Don't be afraid to put it on social media. It's good. It's growth. It helps your business, right? The world is your office. And that's the way I think. When I travel, I never lose touch of what's happening in the markets. I never lose any communication with my clients that I treasure. But at the end of the day, it's something for me that helps my mindset, right? I mean, here's a perfect example. I was in somewhere in Europe, and it happened to be that one of my clients, who's a loyal client, who did a gigantic transaction with me, north of 20 million, he saw something on Instagram and said, "Hey, where are you?" I said, "I'm actually in Italy." "Great, where?" Told him where I was. Matter of fact, he was going to be there in a week. I extended my stay to hang out with him for 3 or 4 days. And that time that I spent with him was super, super precious to me. And for me, it was so much satisfaction that I was able to spend some extra time with a loyal client in a place other than South Florida. And that creates more opportunities down the road. Loyalty with clients, the relationships to me is critical, right? And I got his back. When he's ready to do a deal, I'll fight for him, right? And that's the way I think. That's my mentality. So guess what? If I wasn't in Italy, that wouldn't have happened, right? And while I was there, another client called, and we had a long conversation about a new product that he's going to bring to market in the fall, and I'm going to be the listing agent. It's a brand new build on the water, and it's going to be a brand new $25 million listing. And he knew where I was, and he knew he could reach me. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you are, right? Stay focused, stay humble, and travel. It's good for your head. It's good for your business. Share it with your clients. Because guess what? There's a good chance they're in the same place you are, right? Summer is the time to get your head together, recalibrate, and launch like a beast when you get back, right? And I said this on my social media. It happens to me every time I go away in the summer. My palms start to sweat. I feel like the lion on the plains, the king of the jungle. I'm ready to come back. I feel like the thoroughbred in the gate at the Kentucky Derby, and they're about to open the gates, right? Or I feel like that driver in the Indianapolis 500 that's coming around that last bend, and he sees that green flag. That's what travel does for me, because I can't wait to get back and crank. And you should think the same way. No matter where you are in your business, whether you're, a $100 million producer or whether you're just starting out, right? Keep your horizons open, right? Connect those dots. Connecting those dots. I say it all the time. Connecting dots is what this business is about. Connect the dots, right? And when this weather's so hot right now, everybody goes, oh, it's so hot. You know what I thought? It is. Trust me, it is hot. You know what I look at it? I thought about it this morning. It's hot, but so is my business. My business is hot. My business stays hot, whether it's hot or cold. And don't ever forget that. You should think like that, right? Your business is hot. It's hot outside, whatever. Make the hot, turn your business into something that's hot, right? And think like that. Have that mentality and share your experiences over the summer with your clients. It's something to talk about other than just buy this, sell that, buy this, sell that, buy this, sell that. That shit gets old. It's relationships that drive the business. And don't ever forget that. And I've heard people say, no, it's not really about relationships. It's about buying leads off Zillow and doing transactions. And I did 300 units last year. 300 fucking units? My head would explode, right? For me, and maybe for some people that are listening, stay in your lane. Be humble. Build a business, right? Be loyal. Don't burn bridges. And with that, I'm going to wish everybody a happy August. I'm glad to be back. I was a little fired up, and this is actually pre-espresso. And I want everybody to enjoy. And like I said, enjoy your time then when you travel. Turn it into something that helps you grow your business. I am always available to answer any questions from any realtors anywhere in the country. You just give me a call. You shoot me you shoot me a message on Instagram. Call me on my cell phone. I'm always here to help. I'm going to be headlining actually an event in September, which is going to be awesome in Port St. Lucie. Actually, it's for veterans. And I'm really excited. I've been asked to be the keynote speaker, so that's coming up. I'll give everybody details on that soon. But give me a 5-star rating. Listen to this podcast, all my podcasts to get fired up. Spotify, on Apple. I'm here to help. I love yous all, and I'll talk to you soon, and I'm so glad I'm back.